Now, there could be various situations where, either India or the treaty partner country may have a right to tax capital gains, right? So, the right to tax could be with the source state. Let's say, in case of inbound investments, source state will be India, and it could be even with the resident state. Resident state is the state where the seller or the non resident is a tax resident of. This could be either USA, Singapore, Mauritius, okay, or countries like Cayman Island. Now, there's a reason why I have taken these three countries. Let's look at that reason. The right to tax could have three situations. It could be only with India, and this is going to be applicable in case there is no treaty which India has with a country where the seller is a tax resident. So let's say, for example, if the seller is a tax resident of Cayman Island, since India does not have a treaty with Cayman Island, the taxation will be as with the provision of the Income Tax Act, right? And assuming that capital gain is taxable, only India would have the right to tax it. The second situation could be that it is only the treaty partner which has the right to tax capital gains. And an example of this is the India-Singapore Treaty. Of course, there may be conditions attached to it, right? But if those conditions are satisfied, and if the seller is a tax resident of Singapore, then the capital gains will be liable to tax only in the country where the treaty partner is there, right? Generally, for the past, these kind of rights are given completely or selectively in countries like Mauritius, Singapore, that I've already mentioned, right? To some extent, it was there with Cyprus, but now Cyprus is a notified jurisdiction, right? And Netherlands, of course, like I said, each one of them comes with certain riders, certain conditions. Some capital gain may be exempt, some may be taxable, but these countries typically would have provided some way or some provision by which the capital gains were exempt from tax. And the third situation is that both India and the treaty partner have the right to tax capital gain. And the most commonly used example for this is the India-USA Treaty. The way it works is pretty simple. So let's say there is $100 of capital gains. If the tax in India is 20%, so you will have $20 as taxes. 80 is the cash, which remains with the seller after payment of taxes. When you go to US, they are also going to tax $100. Situation, let's say the tax is $30, right? What is going to happen is US is going to allow a credit of 20 against this $30, which means the tax he has to further pay will be only 30 minus 20 or 10 in US. So India taxed to get $20, US taxed to get $10. But both India and the treaty partner had the right to tax these capital gain. The first one is pretty simple because it applies to the provision of the Act. I'm not going to look at it. But for the second and third, let us look at the relevant treaty provision or the language by which these inferences are drawn. So let's say if we look at the India-Singapore Treaty, right? Let's look at paragraph 4 dealing with capital gains. Gains derived by a resident of a contracting state. So let's say if this contracting state is Singapore. So if there is a Singapore resident who sells the shares of an Indian company, from the alienation of any property other than those mentioned in paragraph 1, 2 and 3 of this article shall be taxable only in that state. The use of the word shall be indicates that the right to tax is exclusively with Singapore, right? So for properties, within the same article, you can see that for properties dealt with in paragraph 1, 2 and 3, there are different rules, but anything which does not fall over here is going to fall under 4, and there the right to taxation will be exclusively with the treaty partner, which is Singapore. Let's look at one more treaty, which is the India-USA treaty. And in this case, the right to tax is with both the countries. Except as provided in Article 8 of this convention, each contracting state, which means both India and USA, may tax capital gain in accordance with the provision of its domestic laws. Which means that if there is a US resident selling shares of an Indian company, right, the capital gains can be taxed by both India and US as per their respective domestic laws, meaning thereby that both of them have a right to tax these capital gains.